That was
Gave him a
funny.
happy ending. Gave him a happy ending celebration. My goodness.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Shit. Let me take it way
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined by CB, Chris Culture Boy. We're without Danny today because he does have a final, but no worries. Me and Danny are coming out tomorrow with a Sideline Summit draft special at roughly 3 o'clock. That'll probably be when it's released. That will be our final mock draft with the NFL draft coming out tomorrow. But today we are strictly talking hoops. We're in the thick of the NBA playoffs. And we're gonna get around to every series, of course. But Chris, how you been today, man?
No, I sat through work from 8:30 to 5:30 in the marketing symposium. And today I learned what a symposium was. I heard the word before, but I did not know what it was. It's basically a big word for talking about a lot of stuff for a long ass time. But outside of that, I'm doing pretty good. And kids, if you're watching this, you take a page out of Danny's book. School first, always, then fun after. But school first, always.
Better than me, much better than me. Uh, much better than me, man.
I'm definitely
I just want to
capped.
get it.
School is like six. JK.
But summits and plummets, I can get it kicked off. Clear summit of these NBA playoffs. How about them damn New York Knicks? My God, they've shocked me. I'll say that, and they have a chance to close out the series tonight. My plummet is obviously been my Boston Celtics. I mean, you were the favorite to win the NBA championship, and this Hawks team just shouldn't take you to 6 games. You could beat this team by 40 in Atlanta next game. It's overall disappointing. You're letting the MVP rest up for 3 extra days. It I don't know. I'm heavily disappointed with them. I'm tired of Jason Tatum putting up these stinkers. I'm tired of the guard rotation. It's really weird. It's really hard to mess up these guard rotations when you have Bragg, White, Smart, and Brown. It's really hard to mess it up, and Missoula is still getting used to it. But hey, I have faith in them. Just put it away tomorrow, and then you're on to Philly. And yeah, but your summits and plummets. What are we
Yeah,
looking at?
uh, summits are obviously Go James being up 3-1. That is the summit. Well, honestly, I think it's just the way it happened. It wasn't the points, it wasn't the boards. It was the charges that he took, stuff like that, like little stuff in the game that was really, really impressive for me. So that's my summit. I really enjoyed that. My plummet actually is the Hawks winning these games, and I'll tell you why. I hate that the Hawks are winning these games because I think it quiets the Trey Young rumors of trades, and I'd like to see Trey Young traded to the Pelicans. I know that's really random. I know that may not make a lot of sense to people, but I personally like to see Trey Young on the Pelicans. So my summit is weird, but it's because they won. I feel like they're gonna be like, oh, we want to keep Trey again, which they should have done in the first place. But yeah, that's my plummet. I think the Hawks winning is more of an L than a W for them because they're not going to beat the Celtics for real, in my opinion. So,
Well, we can hop right into that series because
mm.
first of all, obviously the Celtics letting them get 2 games is disappointing. Letting them get one in Atlanta in a nail biter. Oh well. Letting them get one in Boston in a nail biter is horrendous. That's one, and then two. Here's the thing with the Hawks, where I guess this is another part of you making them your plummet that let's say, all right, they take this team, they lose in 6 games. Let's say the Celtics go on to make the finals. Now you're looking at it like, oh, they just took the Eastern Conference champions to 6 games. Why shouldn't we run this back? And then you run it back, and then you're mediocre again. I mean, maybe a full year of Quinn Snyder is a valid excuse to run
Tie
it
them,
back,
yeah.
but um, I don't know. The roster's mediocre. I don't know. Maybe a full season with DeAndre Hunter apparently being the best 3-and-D player in the NBA according to this series. Jesus, I mean, I don't think I've seen him miss yet. Him and Bogdanovich have been like unreal, but yeah, it's credit to Trae Young though. I mean, beating some heavy overrated allegations, and I saw something on Twitter where someone was like someone was hyping up Trae Young. He got 2 wins on the Eastern Conference favorite, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, go look at it. He's averaging 30, but look at his true shooting." Somebody said, "Yo, look, real dogs empty the clip in the playoffs."
Honestly,
That's real. Like in the playoffs, I really don't care too much about efficiency, unless like Trey's inefficient doing what he does best though.
exactly.
And like fine, Jason Tatum's inefficient in shooting a 3 ball that he don't got right now. Like he needs to cut the crap. We talk about it all the time in the group chat, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to get some Celtics Hawks steam off. I was unbelievably oh my god, because I always got something to say about every single series in the group chat except that one when the Celtics lose, because it's just like it's so like let's say we took a loss to let's say this is next round, we took a loss to the Sixers. I can live with that. I don't expect, well, maybe I do. I did expect to sweep the Sixers or beat them in 5, but definitely not now. So like if we lose a game to them, it's whatever. It's supposed to happen. But I don't know. But if we want to swing it on over to your crew and Grizzlies Lakers, which is playing tonight with the Lakers having a chance at elimination, if you wanted to get us kick started on that one.
Boy, do I. Let me tell you something. You sit up in my seat for this mess. Well, no, look, I'll be aside. I think the Lakers lose tonight, unfortunately. I really do. I think Memphis gets this one at home. But the series as a whole has been pretty interesting. I've seen some stuff on Twitter, on a couple of social sites where it's like they don't think Ja's hurt for real. Like they don't know if his hands really hurt and stuff like that. I think Ja's really hurt. I do. I think the injury is valid. But I think the bigger thing is Dylan Brooks. And it's not because of the trash talk, none of that. It's because he's trash talking. Like that's the problem. He's actually not good at the sport, and he's doing a lot of talking. So the problem is the Lakers are actually we have a better chance of beating the Grizzlies with Dylan Brooks on the court. That's the craziest part, because he either doesn't shoot or he shoots 3 for 14 before he's ejected in 23 minutes. I'm living with both of those. I am super cool with that. If I'm the Grizzlies, that's what I do. I'm no Taylor Jenkins, but let me tell you this. I put Tyus and Ja back there together, move Dylan Brooks to the 3. I mean, Dylan Brooks, please get him off my team. Move Desmond Bane to the 3, and then you work that way, because then you have a little more speed. You force the Lakers to guard a little more, and it helps. I think this series has really been about the Lakers' defense. They've been able to stop the Grizzlies, because I told you and DC on the show, the Grizzlies' half-court offense is trash, because they don't have another playmaker or a real post player who can throw it in and get a bucket or a foul every time on the court. So I think defenses for the Lakers has really been big. And I mean, Rui's big game's been huge. Austin's consistent enough play. D'Angelo Russell's inconsistent play has been good in an extent. Like that dude D'Angelo Russell, he'll throw the ball away twice, then he'll make 3 threes in a row, and he'll be like, okay, keep on the court. Like, I guess like it works. And one thing I will say, I have to apologize. That's my last thing, Tony. It's your turn.
No, bro, you good. Take your time.
I have to apologize to Dennis Schroeder. I want to apologize to him on the show.
Don't apologize to him.
I'm apologizing. And it's the only reason why I'm apologizing.
See, you say this and you know what's coming tonight. You say this and you know what's coming tonight.
Exactly. But this is why I'm apologizing. I had to get used to who Dennis Schroeder was. Yes, Dennis Schroeder, POA defense, great. But sometimes when he gets the ball on the other end, he's going to do that like fake, like crossover to the baseline. He may dribble off his foot, but that is okay. It's okay. Because I'd rather that than watch Troy Brown cut to the basket and throw the ball off the glass again. I can't stand any more of that. So I'll take it. I'm sorry, Dennis Schroeder, for all the slander I have for you on here. I apologize. And thank you for your contributions.
Yeah, you heavily going to regret that when he puts up that stinker tonight.
I can smell it already.
Yeah, what is that smell? Now the Lakers have definitely been interesting this postseason. Anthony Davis, my God, has he been inconsistent, but he stepped up huge. I mean, him and LeBron, outside of free throws, him and LeBron were the only people to score in overtime.
Yep.
LeBron, the two clutchest shots of the game.
Yep.
So much for no clutch gene, I guess.
I fear.
And the skill it took, because it's widely known he doesn't have a bag. That don't make sense.
It's a
He
tier
took
3 layup,
the
y'all.
he
Tier
took he
3.
took the Grizzlies. He took the Grizzlies' second best wing bodied him to the paint while dribbling with his left hand and then finishing off the top of the glass over the defensive player of the year. Did it twice, actually. One to tie the game, which is what people really. That's what Skip loves to get on him on. He was like, he loves to take the winner when it's tied or when they're up by 2. That one was for all the marbles. Like, that wasn't to take the lead. He had to go tie it, and he did.
Yep.
So this isn't shocking. This isn't news. This is the greatest player of all time, just doing what he does best, and that step up in the clutch. With the Grizzlies, I wonder what their move is. I'm not counting them out yet. I do think the series is over, but of course it's first to 4, so I'm not going to jinx the Lakers or anything. But what do the Grizzlies even do this offseason? Like you could be like, oh, we didn't have Steven Adams and we didn't have Brandon Clark. I'm like, well, Steven Adams would have probably got played off the court. I'm gonna be honest. There's so much. The Lakers actually have low key so much spacing and depth. It's unreal. And Brandon Clark would have been nice to have in instead of Dylan Brooks. But I don't know what they do from there. I think they're so in line to maybe pack up some of these picks and probably go. Maybe Ja isn't the one on a championship team. Maybe you go check the availability. This is gonna be so ironic. Those Carolina boys, but maybe go check the availability of Zion Williamson. It probably won't take that much to get him because he's never healthy anyway. You are taking a chance. You are taking a huge chance on 2 high-flying people who do get hurt a lot, except they're just different body types. But I don't know how the spacing will work. I don't know how the fit would work. But I think of any player I could argue is top 10, I think he's easily the one that's like most tradable for outside of Damian Lillard, but that's probably going to be the Godfather package. Like, that's going to be nuts.
Think so?
I think it could be. I think Portland could be stubborn. I mean, we're in like off season 4 of him talking about like, oh, I got some decisions to make. I'm like, man, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know who's the leverage in a situation like that. Go into the offseason, I do hope the Lakers run this team back. I hope they can get as many pieces back together, regardless of the outcome of this postseason. If they win it, keep it. If y'all lose in round 2 to potentially the Warriors or the Kings, just run it back. Let this team get a full season. They're going to be so good. Maybe invest in a better backup point guard. I mean, Schroeder's a good change of pace guy, but I would invest in another backup point guard.
Trey Jones, hopefully,
we could.
Ty's brother, my boy. Also, too, I want to say this about the Grizzlies. So I'll talk to my friends about this last year. I think Ja can be a 1 on a championship team, but really like a 1A to a 1B. And when I explain it, it might make a little sense. DeMar DeRozan, right, on the Bulls right now, they should be looking to do that over. They should. If I'm the Grizzlies, they go get a DeMar DeRozan. It's not the fact that he doesn't shoot threes, any of that. It gives you another person you can give the ball to and ask him to create a shot for you, get a foul, or get attention so somebody else can get a shot. DeMar DeRozan will be on the last year of his deal. It probably won't take, like you said, it probably won't take too much crazy to get him. He's older. He's 30. He'll be 33 next year, I think.
They've blown that thing up anyway. So
see what I'm saying? So I think a addition like that, you add DeMar DeRozan, you bring Clark's back healthy, because I agree with you. I don't think Steve Adams plays a lot in this Lakers series. I think it's Clark and Jaren Jackson on the front line mostly to combat AD and Jared Vanderbilt. It just makes more sense. So in my opinion, if the Grizzlies can go out and get an older wing, not an older wing score, but somebody that has to give up a lot to get, like swap Dylan Brooks and 2 picks, perfect, and you get a DeMar DeRozan, or you get a wing, like another wing. I'm not saying Brad Beal, but like somebody who can actually get you 22, 23 points a game outside of Ja Morant. Then it
Get
opened
you
James'
a
game a lot.
yeah, like get you a closer, get you a real level scorer. Yeah, I would like those moves, and I don't know, DeMar would definitely put them over the edge. But
Mm.
I see where you're coming from. They need a guy who could be an elite 3 level scorer, who can work along. Like you need Shaq. This is I'm completely over exaggerating. This is not what John Moran is. You need Shaq and Kobe. You can't have MJ and Pippen. You need a 1A, 1B, not 1 and 2, which is
Mm-hmm.
of course like the direction the Celtics are going. They clearly like it's getting closer to 1A, 1B every day. Like Jaylen Brown is phenomenal, but I think JT has him beat ever so slightly because he's better at a lot of other things. But I saw something on
Intangible stuff.
Twitter. I saw from the 2021 first round, Dylan Brooks was like that. Apparently, he averaged 25 for the series. What the hell?
Yeah,
Like that.
I'm gonna tell
He
you
used to
what.
be
It's before
thin.
he grew
He
them
used to be
stupid
slim.
braids. It was before he
Yeah.
grew them stupid braids. When he had the fro, because even I'll even admit this, and I hate to admit it. At Oregon, Dylan Brooks wasn't bad to watch. He was not a bad basketball player to watch because he was actually playing the sport and not trying to like fight people and then wear like leather overalls. He was actually hooping. So Dylan Brooks used to be a basketball player. I don't know when he turned into a brick mason, but he did switch professions. Awesome to see.
Yeah, his whole he got so much bigger. His mechanics just got so utterly messed up. But let's talk about arguably the best playoff riser outside of I guess I'll say this generation as in like the 20s, like the 2020s.
Yeah.
Because I say this generation, I don't mean LeBron because 2010's LeBron's the greatest playoff riser this game's ever seen. I don't care. 2020s, that might belong to Jimmy Butler. He
Quite possibly.
like he is him and Devin Booker these playoffs have been the two best player in the playoffs, like by far, in my opinion. Devin Booker is like legit having a legacy run right now. I would argue he's the greatest Phoenix Sun of all time already. I'd have him over Charles Barkley. It's just a matter of racking up all NBAs and stuff like that. But with Jimmy, I've never watched a player so much, and every single shot he takes, it's just like it's going in, and it's the fashion that he's doing it. Chris Middleton, line up, I'm whooping your ass. Drew Holiday, line up, I'm whooping your ass. Giannis, line up, I'm whooping your ass. It's so insane the player he becomes in the playoffs, how aggressive he gets. And overall, this Miami team, like the role players, like Jimmy's doing all the scrappy work too, but they gonna do it with him. It's like we gonna go as far as you take us, and they got themselves up 3-1 on the 1 seed. I mean, play-in truthers are looking real good right now. Play-in truthers are looking good with Lakers and the Heat, and I guess you could say the Hawks to an extent. I mean, they're giving the Celtics a run for their money, which is certainly something to credit. Do you have any word on like the Heat or the Bucks? Any thoughts?
Yeah, man. The Heat is the favorite team of one of my better friends. We talk about we slander the Heat a lot in the group chat because I mean it's fun to do. It's easy to do. They're a bunch of tryhards. It's fun. But in the playoffs, I have to eat my own word because I'm not a big Jimmy Butler fan in the regular season. I don't know who anybody is because he doesn't take it serious. But I will say this: I watched the fourth quarter of the game when he was going off, and it looked like a superhuman. Like it didn't look real. Jimmy Butler's not a 3-point shooter at all. They were up one. It was 19 seconds on the shot clock. This dude stopped on a fast break and shot a pull-up three in Drew Holiday's face. Up one after you just took the lead and made it. Dude, this dude, Jimmy Butler, the confidence this dude has, he's different.
And he's running around saying, "This my ish." Like this is my ish. You know
and
it's
crazy because nobody can even argue that on that day. On that day, nobody can argue it. And this is the thing. I'm so happy Jimmy Butler's exposing Chris Middleton right now. I'm so happy. And I'm going to tell you why. Chris Middleton is just the small forward version of Tobias Harris. That's exactly what Chris Middleton is. And I'm so happy Jimmy Butler's exposing him. Because Chris Middleton's supposed to be a wing defender, right? Jimmy Butler was hunting Chris Middleton. Hunting him in that game when he had 56.
That guy was supposed to be the maker in the Celtics Bucks series last year. This was the guy supposed to save their season. Yeah, Fuck out of here. No
I
way.
didn't care.
No.
No, thank you.
Like, and it, and it's funny how infectious Jimmy Butler is, because Caleb Martin had former Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time MVP, top 20 player all time, Giannis Antetokounmpo, face to face in the corner, hit a 3 in his face, and gave him the Facebook celebration, gave him a FaceTime celebration.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Gave him
That was
a
crazy.
happy ending. Gave him a happy ending celebration. My goodness. They gave him a Deshaun Watson. Like, oh my God. How can you as a man let Caleb Martin hit you with a 3 and give you one of these? No way. No way. If I'm Giannis, I have to get this win tonight. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
to take this personal. I gotta win by 15 plus. But
And
those are my last thoughts on
last
that.
thing I want to say about the Heat.
Yo, go ahead. And then we gonna go Knicks Cavs after this.
After this year, NBA, Adam Silver, Pat Riley, Spoelstra, Haslam, anybody who has any influence over there in Miami, can you all make sure this is Kyle Lowry's last year playing in the NBA? You can send him to Taiwan, China. I don't care where you send him. Because if I have to watch him go into the lane one more time with no thought of even making a shot, just go up in there, hitting somebody and falling down on purpose, and y'all give him 2 free throws again, I'm going to throw up in my mouth. I'm going to. So I need you all to make sure this is last year in the NBA. Please.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry.
Please.
You hate to watch him. You love him when he's on your team, at least
Literally.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we could go on to the first game that's actually kicked off already. I'm pretty sure. Knicks Cavs. My goodness. This Knicks team is not only a real contender, which I don't remember what we said about them, if they were real contenders or not. I think we asked about them and the Cavs. I'm pretty sure we said no on the Cavs because they don't got someone who's effective on offense and defense. Like it's actually pretty crazy. But the Knicks, not only are the Knicks contenders, their best player, or second best player, I guess, is horrible right now. Julius Randle just had 7 points and was benched in the fourth quarter. But my God, like Jalen Brunson right now, outside of Aaron Judge, he's the king of New York. Like he's the prince of New York because Aaron Judge is by far the king. But he's so good, and Josh Hart is making plays, and RJ Barrett is playing like a 3rd overall pick. Star J has arrived.
And I'm
Star J Barrett's here. I've been his number 1 guy since he came out of high school. I said he was. This is crazy. It's not really crazy because he was ranked over. See, look at that. When he got to Duke, I said he was better than Zion. But in my bad take offense, I said Cam was also better than Zion. But it's because I wasn't.
Okay.
Yo, you have to understand. You have to understand, bro. PA guy, Cam Reddish was like my Michael Jordan, dude. He was.
Oh no! Wait,
so...
no, wait.
Outside of Cope, not Cope.
Cam Reddish is my guy. Like I was telling people, Cam Reddish was 100% better than RJ Barrett, and to tell you right now, I still believe it. I don't care how bad Cam Reddish is playing in the NBA right now. I do not care. Cam Reddish is still better than RJ Barrett today, in my opinion. I know it sounds crazy,
yeah,
but I'm going with that.
But the last couple games, RJ has really put it together, and I really hope it's here to stay because, like, this is supposed to be the Knicks' future. Him and Brunson could really be their future if they play the cards right. Mitchell Robinson, maybe he is the best center in New York. Maybe he wasn't capping. I mean, maybe he was telling the truth. It's weird. Ever since he actually said that, like when he said that, I didn't believe it. And then all after that, he's been so much better than Nicholas Claxton. But
yeah, he's been hooping too.
I mean, yeah. Shout out Tibbs though, like actually using his bench. Shout out Tibbs. Don't shout out Emmanuel Quickley though. That dude stinks.
No.
That dude
he's not good right now.
Stinks.
He's not good right now.
Who can tell me? Emmanuel Quickley is just Bones Highland with playing time. And Bones Highland, nice. He's nice. But every team got a Bones Highland variant. Like the Clippers have one, and the Knicks have one, and the Sixers have Tyrese Maxey, who I'm not. This is more saying they all got these little ass dreads, but I don't think the Celtics got one. Not yet,
I mean,
at least.
technically, I think if you were to put one in there, it would technically be Peyton Pritchard or JD Davison.
JD, see, here's the thing. JD braids his hair, and it's still insanely long. Like, but I'm excited for JD. We'll talk about him a lot during the summer. But with this
Some of you
Cavs
killer.
team, bro, they're just not good. They're not going to be until they get a real two-way threat. And if you got Karis LeVert shooting like clutch shots, be real.
You're in trouble.
No,
And I like Karis.
no,
I like him, but nah.
yeah,
Nah.
yeah, nah. And Darius Garland's been too inconsistent. It's tough to get a win that way. But I think they're
We
home.
talked about that before.
I'll pick them to win tonight.
Yeah, we talked about that before about how like Okoro and LeVert, like Okoro's good on defense, LeVert's good on offense. They have to find somebody, like I think you said it before, that's like at least playable, like on both sides. Like, you wouldn't mind swinging it to him and being okay. Like, yeah,
hit that Patara fusion and just run 5 players the whole game.
Honestly,
hit that fusion dance. You got one of the best D players in the game for sure.
Turn fatigue off.
I think
combine Okoro and LeVert.
Yeah.
We in.
Yeah. So I got Cavs winning tonight, and then I have New York exploding in Game 6. Not necessarily the team. The team's going to win, but the city is going to, like, maybe explosion is the wrong word for that city. The city's going to go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go crazy. You're going to hear the F Trae Young, which Celtics fans did last night. That is like caffeine to the dude. Like, that is like that
turned him up.
That turns him up, bro. Like, that gets him going. And why would you do that? And shout out Trae Young. He didn't take any offense to it. He was like, I think it's respectful. Because how many players in this game be getting F they name chants? Like, literally. I find it respectul. But he's really, and it's not even personal at this point. Like, Knicks fans, it's just like a rally call. Like, it really is, like at Yankees games, at Rangers games, and you know, like you'll probably find it in a Giants game, man. Like, I don't know, but it's fun. The Knicks have been phenomenal. Knicks Heat next round is going to feed families. But that unfortunately means winner of Sixers Celtics is going to the finals, in my eyes. And we could probably talk about arguably game of the night, man. Kings versus Warriors. Shout out De'Aaron Fox. 2 days ago was doubtful with the fractured finger, and he said, no, there's no if, and, or buts. I am playing this game. It's on his shooting hand, so I don't know how, we don't know how he's going to play, but we're going to see. I mean, we're going to see how he goes out. No teams won on the road yet. So yep. What do you think? Do you think Curry pulls out a road win for this squad, or is that just going to have to wait till Game 7?
I fear it's a Klay Thompson game tonight, and that makes me sick to my stomach. So I was literally just typing how much better Devin Booker is than Klay Thompson, but I still have a feeling that it's a Klay Thompson night tonight because these are the nights Klay shows up. These are the ones. These are the ones. It's not Game 6. It's 5. I know, but these are the ones. These are the ones he shows up for, and he makes 6 threes. He's gonna go 6 for 9 from 3, end up with 28 points. Something crazy like that. I feel that's a Klay Thompson game, and I feel bad for the Kings. I feel bad for Kings fans as well. I was talking about that in my men's league game last night. Some dude we played. Now I know. I'm sorry, not dude. To a ref, he's about to ref our game. He had no idea De'Aaron Fox was injured. By the way, no idea. So when I told him, it literally broke his heart. Like I saw, he's like, "Oh man, no way." And I feel so bad.
Stop trying to sweet talk the ref so you can get to the foul line.
Exactly what I'm out there for. I want to tell him we're besties to call a foul. But I was like, I feel bad for Kings fans.
Ref.
I feel bad. I feel bad for him, dude. I feel bad.
I think Klay's due for one more stinker just because next game will be Game 6, and we all know it's Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6. He's liable to go Michael. So, but I don't know if that necessarily means they lose. The Warriors are 2-0 since I made a video about them on my personal TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Shameless plug. I'm like 43 subs away from 200. Y'all should go check that out. But anyway, I think the Kings have done a pretty good job of just hanging around. De'Aaron Fox has been great. Sabonis, not real, apparently. But I think something that was good last game was Keegan Murray shot well. I think if he can get things going and Kevin Huerter could stop being the worst shooter, worst shooter. Like, you're the worst shooter among shooters. Like, stop being that. And make some goddamn shots. All you have to do is match Klay Thompson's production. Fox got Curry, not like got his number, not outperform him, but they're like two battling rams, and they're just going at it. All you got to do is match Klay Thompson, who's playing horrible this series, offensively at least. That's all you have to do, and then everyone else got your back. But unsung hero for the world, I guess not unsung. Everybody knows. Shout out Kevon Looney, man. First two games,
every year.
First two games, he can't be a franchise center. And what's he do? 20 boards. 20 boards. Sick as hell, man. Credit to him. I like to
Looney does it once a year, though. He does it once a year in the playoffs. He, against Dallas, he had big games. He has big games every year against every team. It happens every year. And it's crazy because Kevon Looney started, I don't know if y'all remember, Kevon Looney started as the next Kevin Durant on YouTube. He was shooting threes and all this stuff in high school. And then he went to UCLA and was still shooting threes. And he's turned into a defensive screen setting big. I think that's one of the great career transformations since high school, college, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Kevon Looney. Big fan. One
thing that someone pointed out last night was on Twitter, I think it was Cone, the YouTuber. He said you can never watch a Bucks game and they will every time you watch a Bucks game, they just refused to not tell you that Brook Lopez used to just be a post scorer and wasn't a good defender. All right, we know. Not everyone in the audience is 10 years old. We remember Brook Lopez. We remember
the first years in Brooklyn
when he was a part of the first ever failed super team, which wasn't a super team. I'm trolling. Old ass Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. That wasn't a super team. I'm clearly trolling, but yeah, come on, we get it. But shout out Kevon Looney though. How many people are the next Kevin Durant that actually end up playing at least similar to Kevin Durant? No one.
None.
No one. Because Kevin Durant's not real. I promise you guys. I promise you. I wrote an article today about how he'll just give you the quietest 30 ever. You won't even
last night.
Quietest 30 ever, no free throws. No.
That was last night. That was actually last night. Dude, he had Book had 47, 8, and 10. That was really loud. KD had 31, 6, and 4, I want to say. I think he missed 8 shots, 7, 8 shots, something like that. Something crazy like that. Or maybe less.
We'll check it out.
Yeah, Kevin Durant
he's
the guy.
He had 31 points on 19 shots.
That's what I'm saying. He's the guy. He's the guy.
What?
He's
what? Guy. And a sneaky 4-to-1 turnover assist ratio with a block and a steal.
That's what I'm saying.
And
that's an undercover night for Kevin Durant. That's crazy.
That it really is. He's your undercover killer. Super undercover. But what this playoffs is gonna allow me to do, it's finally gonna let me say Devin Booker. Devin Booker though. He's sneaky top 8. He's sneaky top 8. And that's not disrespect. That's not. And here's the thing. You know what this playoff run's also doing? It's falsely reporting that Devin Booker's better than Tatum. But I have to give credit where it's due. The dude's stepping up. At least playoffs right now.
Defense. And he's playing defense this playoffs as well.
He is playing defense. And not even respectable defense. This dude is low-key locking up.
He's playing pretty good defense.
Give it to him. Yeah. But nasty agenda, Devin Booker's better than Kevin Durant because said so. Devin Booker, best player on a championship team.
Also, want to say this too, by the way. I'm gonna go pull up my tweets and send them to the group chat. But years in a row, bunch of years in a row, I called these players being great after they were getting drafted. I called Devin Booker when he got drafted 13. I told people he was the best player in the draft by far. Nobody listened to me.
Ooh,
I told people Shea
that would be
Gilgeous-Alexander was going
that
to be
should
the guy. I told him he was going to be the guy. I told him beforehand. He's like, oh, the dudes at Kentucky, he ain't really shoot like that.
he was
Like,
drafted to the Hornets, wasn't he? Wasn't Shea drafted to the Hornets and then traded right after? Damn, they got a thing for missing out on like pretty good shooting guards.
Michael
They
Jordan
got
was
a
like,
thing.
he was like, Shea Gilgeous? Nah, give me my kid Gilchrist. I'll take him, and I'll take who else? What other terrible player did the Hornets draft?
Who
Gerald, did
didn't
they
they
draft
take?
Gerald Henderson? Did they draft Gerald Henderson? Am I tripping? They may have drafted Gerald Henderson
Who?
too.
Who?
Exactly. Duke alum. Only reason why.
But running back around to Kings Warriors, this isn't really related to the series, I guess. We all know this is a dogfight. I will be tuning into that Steph Curry documentary, Underrated. That's gonna be good.
I didn't even see
Yeah,
that.
he's coming out with a documentary called Underrated. I guess it starts his career at high school in Davison. It's gonna be fun. He ain't gonna
I'm
be no
interested in that.
LeBron documentary, but I'm gonna need
That's gonna
that.
be good.
I'm a fiend for a sports documentary, man. I'll tell you that.
I know.
And I'm such a hater. I tuned in to The Last Dance during COVID because I was like, I'm gonna nitpick this. I'm gonna find like as much as this is GOAT propaganda, I'm gonna find a reason why this downplays Michael Jordan. And the one thing I took away from it was he guarded Magic Johnson game 1 and they lost at home. They put Scotty on Magic and they gentleman swept. My argument there is he couldn't hold Magic. I don't give a fuck what his stat line was like that night. I don't care. But
All I'm saying is this: after watching Last Dance, they told us to praise Michael Jordan for going to lift weights after losing to the Pistons. They literally showed 4 scenes in a row of the Bulls in the weight room because they were tired of getting pushed around by the Pistons, and they still lost the next year and year after that. Then they finally won. So, what was the smoke
they
screen
just
about?
they just showed us that like they only beat him because they got old, and that's not discrediting Mike. Like that really isn't.
It's just the
That
facts.
Pistons
That's all
team,
it is.
that Pistons team is all time. Like that's a great team. That is a
Yep.
great team, and I can't think of a situation where LeBron, like LeBron, it's not identical, but like he beat the Celtics because they ended up getting old. He also got on a better team, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Sometimes you gotta wait your
I
turn,
don't know.
man. You just
But
do.
we can
Sometimes you do.
swing to a second round series that's already set. And I wrote an article about this. It was so much fun. This is going to be a really fun series, in my opinion. Suns
Mm.
Nuggets. I we talked about Devin Booker going nuclear this playoff. Arguably a top 10 player in the world right now. Who's been the best player in the playoffs? Is it Devin Booker or is it Jimmy Butler? Because Jimmy Butler's getting like the hype moments because like he's facing a 1 seed, like, and he's
Mm-hmm.
facing all the good defenders, but like we're not about to undermine what Devin Booker is doing. The dude's got Kevin Durant on his team, and he's making Kevin Durant say, nah, he's got this. How even with Kyrie and James Harden on the team, the only time where Kevin Durant was like, nah, he got this is Steph Curry. Because every other time, KD still needed it down the stretch. He still took the ball down the stretch. But he's looking at this shooting guard, this young light-skinned shooting guard, and he's like, he's got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's close. It's close. Maybe I'm biased. I think Devin Booker's been the best player in these playoffs so far.
I won't argue. And I think this series is over in 5.5.
5.5. You think Suns in 5.5? Because it took them 5 to take on the depleted Clippers, and obviously, like good teams turn it on, but where I think, because here's the thing, the Nuggets, their bench won't matter as much because they're not going to be playing Phoenix's bench because they just don't play. They average the second least amount of minutes, or second or first least amount of minutes. What they'll be important is Book or KD. One of them will be on the court without the other for a short amount of time because a sub will be in. That's where the Nuggets bench will have to do something about it. They'll have to take advantage of those minutes. And what I wrote in the article is I don't want to call Jamal Murray a role player. That's not the right word. But he's not an all-star. I don't know the word to call Jamal Murray, but he's I'll put it this way. He's the worst NBA player that you can realistically say can match a superstar in a series.
Point for point.
Like, yes. Like, I
Yeah.
wrote that, okay, so KD's going to get his low-key 30. Jokic is going to get his low-key 25, 10, and 8 on, like 10 for 13. Jamal Murray, it is your job to go out there and match the hottest player in the playoffs. And I had the utmost confidence in the world he can do it.
I do too.
I have the utmost confidence that he can go out and beat, not beat. He could go out there tick for tack with Devin Booker. He did it with Donovan Mitchell a couple years back. He was the best player in this past series. Let me give you a stat. In the last 20 Denver Nugget playoff wins with Murray in the lineup. So not really the 2021 playoffs. So their last 20 wins with Murray playing. Murray was the scoring leader in 14 of these games. So that just lets you know, like, if they want to win games, this dude has to be like that dude. And that's not a shot to Jokic or anything. It's just Jokic has different responsibilities. He can't just be scoring the ball all the time. He's got to get different people involved. He's got to, rebound. He's got to protect the paint, whether he's good at it or not. It's his job, and he tries. He ain't good at it, but it's his job. You can't say he don't give effort. He gets his butt whooped. You can't say he don't give effort, though. I mean, credit to him. But Jamal Murray, bro, it's your job to go out there and be a flamethrower. Show him why Denver's hotter than Phoenix.
That's the reason why I think the Suns are going to win, and I'll give it 6 for real. But that's why I think the reason the Suns are going to win in 6 because
I say Suns in 7.
The Nuggets, in my opinion, bro, like the only problem I have with Jokic in real life is that out of all MVPs we've ever had, outside of maybe Steve Nash, I think he's the least likely to like power you through a game scoring. Not saying he can't, he just doesn't. And the problem with the Suns is,
hey, Wes Unseld.
Oh yeah, that too. The Nuggets
13 points per game. That's an MVP.
The Nuggets don't have wing defenders outside of Bruce Brown, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they're gonna probably be forced to play Jeff Green a little more, maybe. Aaron Gordon's probably gonna have to take KD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think matchups are gonna be rough for them. Like, just stopping the Suns. I think the Nuggets gonna be able to score, but I don't think they're gonna be able to stop for real. And I think Jamal Murray can easily do 30 points a game, easily. He's that type of player. But I think their problem is gonna be that third person scoring because like after Book and KD, they can give you 60 together, but they still have Chris Paul and Aiden to make up the other whatever the fuck you want to add to it. And then you got the Nuggets kind of struggling because if Porter Jr. is off, who's the third guy? Is it gonna be Bruce Brown?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree because eight, like Jokic said himself, his toughest matchup toughest guy to beat like on offense, like toughest guy to score on was Ayton. That was a young DeAndre Ayton. That was 2 years ago. That's when he was catching the valley oops and stuff, which is unfortunately not heard of anymore because he got his shit stuffed by Giannis in the finals. Quick update: Knicks Cavs as we're recording this. Knicks are up by 11. Brunson is 4 for 4, 2 for 2 from deep, 10 points, no other stat. Julius Randle has 3 points, over 4 from the field, over 2 from 3-point land, but he's hit free throws. But he's 5 assists. And star Jay Barrett with 4 points on 2 for 2 shooting. Love to see that. And I don't know what's going on in Cavs land, but they better get that together. This thing's gonna be over tonight. Like you know, they think a series over when you get put on NBA TV. But
there you go.
Last thing I want to talk about, I wanted to talk about Ime Udoka to the Houston Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr. only got to show up to his press conference today. I don't want to read into that too much.
You said say it again, Tom? I didn't hear you.
Kevin Porter Jr. only player to show up to Ime Udoka's press conference today. I'm not going to read into that too much, but I'm excited. I'll say this: if they get like the second or third pick, I don't expect them to be like they might they're gonna have to try to win games. They don't have their pick, but like if they get Wemby, I need to see you in the play-in. I think Udoka can shift their culture, like defensively at least. He's gonna play the guys that's gonna win. He can easily roll out a lineup next year of Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Wemby, Sengun, Eason off the bench. Or if you want Jabari coming off the bench or whoever, whatever. And I think he'll figure out real fast who the offense is gonna run through, which would be Alperen Sengun, because he's unironically the best passer on the team and best playmaker on the team, unless they get James Harden back. If they get James Harden back, they have to go to the playoffs, and no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care. But yeah, I just wanted to know what do you think? Good hire? What's your expectations for them heading into next year?
I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy he got hired by the Rockets. He just made a horny mistake, man. They brought him back. I'm happy for him being back on there. And honestly, I think he's really a good coach, like in real life, like outside of all the trolls. I think he's a really good coach.
He's a really good.
I think he connects with players really well too. I think that's really going to be the most important part about the Rockets, because they have good young talent over there. They do. They have to hone it in and mature it a little bit. But I think he's one of the people to where he's a player's coach. If you ever have one in any sport, he's a player's coach. I think he'll be able to get through to those guys, and I think it's a good slate for him too. So I mean, like he's probably not expected to do anything crazy the first year, unless, like you said, unless they get Wemby and then go get James or something like that. But if not, they're gonna give some time to grow and really implement what what he did with the Celtics. I mean, he started with Taylor Brown. I mean, that's a great head start. I mean, you still gotta coach those guys. I mean, Steve Nash and Josh Vaughn
they didn't do nothing as a one punch, besides like the little bubble work. But that's a credit to like Udoka being a player's guy. Like Jason Tatum, who played for Coach K, played for Brad Stevens, played for Joe Mazzulla for half a season. When he said the statement, said Ime Udoka was my favorite coach ever. Damn, that hurt a lot. It hurt a lot because, and I'm witnessing firsthand how much like Ime. I still like Joe a little more for his offensive scheme, but he's super young. I'm gonna cut him some slack, but by next year, I think he'll pick up on rotations and out of timeout plays and over just a bunch of matchup things. And mind you, he hasn't been a head coach since he coached D2. This like so but shout out Ime Udoka, man. I think that was the best candidate they could have landed. I think if they got Nick Nurse, they'd be stuck in poverty because he can't draw up an offense. Ime can draw up an offense, and Ime can make you the best defensive team in the league. I wonder how he attacks.
And Ime's gonna be great for Kevin Porter Jr. as well. A lot of people have questions with his maturity and stuff like that. But I think Sengun's the best playmaker too. But I think KPJ is a close second when he's focused and got his head on straight. I think Ime can do that. I think it'll open up Jalen's game. It'll open up Sengun's game. It'll definitely open up Jabari Smith's game, because Jabari Smith. The reason he wasn't as great as people might have thought, he needed a playmaker. And if Ime can help KPJ and Jalen Green figure that out, that them making plays will get the most out of everybody else and boost their game, I think it'll take the Rockets to another level too.
Yeah, no, I agree. And if they were to get Victor Wembanyama, I'm interested to what they would do with him and Sengun. Would they let Victor like run the 5 on defense? Because Sengun can't guard anyone.
He can't guard William Gabriel down there. I seen him struggle, and that was nasty.
Yeah. But Vic, people worry about Vic's post defense. Now, here's the thing. Nikola Jokic leads the NBA in 7 post-ups a game. Like, if that's the max he's going to get, and he's not playing Embiid, Jokic, Giannis every single night. And even if he does get put on the post like that, the dude is 7'4". The dude can touch the top of the backboard. All he has to do is get vertical, get in the way. All he has to do is not foul, and he's disrupting your shot. So I think that might be a place where he could play forward or center. I think maybe a place like Spurs, Charlotte, he could play the.
Speak it. Help me speak it.
I made a video about it. I said he could play forward because they got Mark fucking Williams, dude. Mark Williams. I'm like proud of the dude. Dookie, man.
You damn right. I'm proud.
Dookie. It just he could fit in so many places. I'm excited for Vic because I made 5 straight videos about him. And that's low-key meat riding, but like it's easy content and he's the best player. He's the best. Look, and a lot of people in my comments are like, "Oh, y'all always say this player is the best prospect since LeBron James." I'm like, "No. This dude is the greatest prospect of all time." And I know it seems bogus in hindsight because of the way LeBron turned out. LeBron was phenomenal. Like LeBron is still arguably the GOAT prospect. But he was doing this against high schoolers. Vic is putting up grown man numbers on grown men. He's 7'4", has a 3-level scoring game, has the rim protection of Rudy Gobert. Come on. Come on. Like, if this kid, if he stays healthy, like I promise you, all he has to do is stay healthy. If he stays healthy, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, he is going to be one of the greats. He's that good. He's just that good. And I honestly have almost the same praise for Scoot Henderson. Like, this is what Derrick Rose would look like if he knew what consent was and if he, like, talked more. This is crazy. I seen the craziest comeback ever on Twitter today. A Lakers fan was making fun of a Clippers fan because they said something about Russell Westbrook, whatever. A guy quoted the Lakers fan tweet and was like, the greatest player in your franchise's history doesn't know what consent is. I'm like, we talk about ball, dude. What is going on? And like, people got mad hate in their heart. It's so funny. Like
we're living the sickest time ever. Literally,
Twitter is a special place. But what's also a special place is our NBA outro game. With I have a player in mind. Chris is gonna guess it, and Chris has the deepest NBA bag in NBA history. So,
oh man.
But regardless, I do have my guy. So yeah, whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready, man. I got my guy.
Okay. Was this player drafted in the 2010s?
No. I'm gonna say no. No.
Is it earlier than the 2010s?
I'm gonna pull up his whole basketball reference page.
Okay.
And then just to answer any questions you got real fast. Okay. Yeah, he was drafted before the 2010s.
Oh, before the 2010s. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Was this player drafted between 2003 2007?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm getting somewhere right here. Okay. I think was that 3 questions or 4?
That was 3.
3. Okay. Okay. Was this player drafted in 2004?
No.
2005. I'm trying to get the year. Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yes.
Player drafted in 2005. Okay. What is it? Did this player play in the Eastern Conference for most of his career?
Yeah, definitely most of his career. We're at 6 questions. So,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Was this player ever an All-Star?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did this player play for the Pistons?
No.
Damn. Okay, was this player drafted in the top 10 in 2005?
I don't think so, but I'm gonna double check for you. But I definitely do not think so.
Okay. Oh, it may be a scrub then. Well, not a scrub.
So look up 2005 NBA draft, a classic. Oh, he might have went under. Oh, never mind. No, he wasn't. He was drafted in 2005. We already established that. No, not a first round pick though, or first overall pick, whatever it was.
Okay.
We'll just say no, so I can edit that for content later. But
okay, cool. This player played for the Celtics.
He did.
I know exactly what it is now. I think if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be so blown. I think I know what it is.
We're at question 11. This is about to be question 11, but I think you got it.
If this is one of my favorite Boston Celtics of all time, I'm gonna be happy. And if is this player Brandon Bass?
Yes, it's Brandon Bass. Come on.
That's my dude.
Man. Celtic legend, bro.
By the way,
bro. Game five, Sixers, 2012 Eastern Conference Semifinals. Dropped 30 on the Sixers in Game 5, bro. He's nice. He's nice for real. LSU 1 year Laker legend.
That's my dude. Yep. And by the way, if Brandon Bass was playing in this era of basketball, he'd be a really good like small ball five, like that strong dude. Because Brandon Bass was a little bit before his time because he was like
he was just Draymond with straight teeth. He was tough, man. We
Brandon
love Brandon Bass.
LSU
man.
alum
We
too,
love
by the
Brandon
way.
Bass.
That's my dude.
Bro, and a lot of people can't say this. He was an Oklahoma City Hornet legend. Not too many people can say they were an Oklahoma City Hornet. Chris Paul can say it. I believe
Tyson Chandler, maybe. Was Tyson Chandler there?
I think so.
David West can, I think.
We're gonna know what? We're gonna look that up. Oklahoma City Hornets.
Dude, when I went to go to the Thunder game, we seen a dude in a like OKC Hornets jersey, like the white with the green and like bluish letters. Oh man, it was
the Hornets.
But it was cool. It's cool.
The Hornets being away from Charlotte was the biggest mistake ever. Yeah, David West, J.R. Smith, Chris Paul.
I knew
David West. These are some names. Mark Jackson, Speedy Claxton.
That's my dude. Was Morris Peterson there?
Morris. No, I don't.
Nope, he wasn't
think
there.
So. No. PJ Brown, Chris Anderson, of course. Birdman. Yeah, dude. Oh my God, what a team, dude. Like seriously.
Birdman.
What a
but
team,
I will say
dude.
this: Oklahoma City Hornets had the most fire Valentine's Day jersey, that red one. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh no, yeah, I know, yeah.
That jersey was incredible.
Yeah, man, and shout out to him, man, because New Orleans, like they couldn't play New Orleans, but Oklahoma City needed some basketball. It clearly prevailed. They got a team a couple years later at the cost of Seattle. Bring basketball back to Seattle, man. You already know how that goes. But this was 1 hour of pure hoops. And it was a good time. But remember, tomorrow, me and Danny got y'all with a draft special coming out at 3 exclusively on YouTube. With that being said, if you're listening on a podcast platform, leave a download and a 5-star review. Come on over to the YouTube and subscribe. And if you're watching the YouTube, subscribe, leave a like, go on over to the podcast platforms and go onto the podcast platforms and leave a like, subscribe, follow, like whatever goes on over there, download, and 5-star review. Chris, you got anything to say before we get on out of here?
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. When y'all do tune in, prayers up for Victor Oladipo, because that was sad to see. Dude got hurt again.
Yeah, real rap, man. Pray for him.
Really rough.
He's a warrior, dog.
Yeah, y'all have a good one, man.
He's a warrior, man. Yeah, man. From CB and AP, make sure y'all have a good one. We'll catch y'all tomorrow, and then we'll catch you on the episode next week, man. Have a good one.
Let me take away